Welcome to Pulling Power. Now, over the series, we've been looking at what makes Britain's car industry great. What with the demise of Rover, we thought it was dead and buried, but actually, for the Midlands at least, it's very much alive and kicking. Take, for instance, Morgan.
Well, yeah, little old Morgan down in Malvern, Worcestershire. Very controversial the way they do things, but the new Aero Max, well, when it eventually goes on sale, I'm already predicting it's going to be the car of the decade. It really is that good. But on a slightly larger scale, Land Rover, another Midlands company, you've been driving a couple of their cars.
Land Rover have produced a couple of cracking cars. That new Discovery is awesome, and that Range Rover Sport, what a car, 4.4 litre V8 engine. But it doesn't end there for us, Mike, does it? Because we're also designing great cars.
Well, absolutely. I mean, sunny and very windy Coventry is one of the few places in the world that has its very own car design school, one of the leading car design schools in the world. The young kids there are shaping the cars that we will honestly be driving, believe it or not, in 10, 15, 20 years' time.
Now, how can we talk about the British motor industry when we're not talking about its chairman, the governor, the bastion? It's Jaguar. This is an XK8. The last one has already rolled off the production line, and we're waiting for the new one to arrive, which is called the ALC.
Yeah, now, in brief, ALC stands for Aluminium Lightweight Coupé, Aluminum Lightweight Coupe, or as I prefer to call it, the Advanced Lightweight Concept Car, because that's all it is at the moment. And much as we'd love to show you that car today, we've shown you a glimpse in the past, we'd like to show you it on the road, we love to drive it, it's just far too early.
Or at least that's what Jag have told us, but we don't give up easily, and we're going on a mission to hunt this car down. Our spies are out, our mobile phones are on, and we're waiting for the tip-off that'll lead us to this secretive car. So, watch this space. But first, here's another Pulling Power scoop with a company that's also celebrating its past.
Yep, before I was even a twinkle in my mum and dad's eye, the Mitsubishi engineers were busy taking a tin opener to their first mass-produced car. It was called the C500. They stuck a bigger lump in it, a 594cc engine. They ripped the roof off and they called it the C600. It also introduced the name Colt to the market. And just how cute is this? You can imagine back in 1962, driving around the streets of Tokyo with a roof sliced off, the old wind in the hair. I bet it was a joy to behold.
As a concept car, this could have ended up rusty and dirty in a far-flung Mitsubishi warehouse.
But at least somebody had the foresight to throw a bucket of water over it. But alas, it never made it onto the streets. It was purely a concept. But they never forgot it, because we're brought bang up to date with this.
Spin forward 40 years and that little 600 is finally about to make it into mass production, albeit with a few minor tweaks here and there.
The new Colt Cabriolet. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a Pulling Power world exclusive, as we're the first people in the world allowed to drive this little car. And thankfully, those Mitsubishi engineers haven't forgotten about their heritage. They've looked back at the old C600 and they've taken a tin opener to their little Colt. And look what they've created with the help of Italian-style in-house Pininfarina. And in true Italian style, it'd be a shame not to wear the glasses.
Style is everything in this sector of the market, and this little motor will be trying to distract attention from Peugeot's fashionable 206cc.
So, what has Italian-style house Pininfarina really been up to? Well, although this car has got European influences, it's still typically Japanese, what with these sharp angular lines. The European influences, though, are there. Just look at this rakish roofline. It gives the car a more sporty appearance. I also like the high waistline that this car's got. It gives the door more presence, a more purposeful look on the road. There's also the very important Pininfarina badge. Nice little detail, adds kudos to the car. But it's not all right, because just look at the size of this car's rump. It's there because the roof mechanism, which is quite complicated, is stored away in the boot.
And yes, this cute little tow on the original has gone all flabby with age.
But then, I don't mind a big bum because, let's face it, I've got one myself.
But here's where it gets interesting, because insiders tell us that the Colt could well get a 147 brake horsepower, 1.5 litre turbo. So a 206 bashing 0 to 60 of around 7 seconds could well be on the cards. And don't worry kids, there'll also be an insurance-friendly 1.3 litre, which should be good for over 40 miles to the gallon. I know which one I prefer though.
Excellent! The Mitsubishi Cabriolet is a cracking little car, and it just goes to show you that when manufacturers do look back at their heritage, they can make giant leaps forwards.
Well, at this moment, Mike was about to bring you a road test of Jag's new oil burner, but out of the blue, he got a call.
Hello.
Rumour was that the ALC had been spotted at a secure location in the Midlands. Things were going to get very interesting. But meanwhile, here's a sneak preview of another luxury car that bizarrely has a close link with Jaguar.
This is the Citroën C6, a new flagship model, V6 petrol and diesel engine, the diesel from the Jag, believe it or not. It marks a return to those great old Citroën days. You remember the XM, the SM, all those great limo-like cars. They're going to be back on the streets in this modern generation. Citroën insiders tell us that the C6 will hit British showrooms early next year at a starting price of around 30 grand, minus Citroën's obligatory discounts, of course. But it will still be pitched directly against prestige marques such as Jaguar, BMW and Mercedes. No competition there then. This is Citroën very much entering a new market. And here's another example of wonderfully funky Citroën design. This is the familiar C3, but this one's been kitted out with a demo of what the company are calling City Park. Now that's not a city park as in duck ponds and bowling greens. This, like the adverts say, does what it says on the label. It parks your car in a city, in a tight spot, and it does it all for you. Yep, it sounds bonkers, but it does work, sort of. Basically, you push a button on the dash, which tells the car you're looking for a gap to park in. The car then sniffs out a big enough space and lets you know it's found one. Then the vehicle automatically turns the steering wheel and puts itself into the space with just a dab on the pedals from the driver to nudge it backwards and forwards. Sounds crazy, but 10 years ago, who would have thought that cars would have navigation systems to guide you home?
So after that little interlude, it's back to the hunt. Our tip-off about the ALC has finally paid off, and what's more, Mike has been given the thumbs up to get behind the wheel.
Well, we arrived in Coventry this morning before the sun was up, and we thought we might see the new XK today. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We haven't found the XK for the showrooms of Britain in 2006, but we found the next best thing. This is the ALC, the Aluminium Lightweight Concept Car. It will become, if you like, the ALC Aluminium Lightweight Coupé, which will in turn transform itself into the next XK for British showrooms in 2006. Don't get too excited, it won't look exactly like this. This is a piece of automotive jewellery, if you like. The mirrors won't be as fancy as that. These wheels won't be staying, they're far too bling bling. There will be other changes as well. Huge air intakes down there. Look like they should be on a Le Mans car or something. They're not staying on the road car. They'll just be replaced by simple fog lights. At the back, the fancy tailpipes will be rearranged, so you'll have two separate pipes on either side of the car. But if you look at this car, think of this as the basis for the XK. Think of this as the car that's providing the stance, the shape, the overall vision of what the XK will end up looking like. Water it down maybe 30%, and you think of it as more of an ordinary road-going car, not quite as spectacular, not quite as supercar-ish as this. That's what the new XK will look like. And well, look, you've got the form, you've got the shape, you've got the stance, the overall look, the aggressiveness, the sheer style and Britishness of that next Jaguar. Like I said, it's on sale in 2006. It's made in Britain, and it'll be wearing a Jaguar badge. Would you just take a look?
The new XK8 is a Midland success story through and through. It's designed by industry guru Ian Callum and has subtle hints of Jaguar E-Type about it, and that's one of the most beautiful and emotive cars ever built. What's more, prices won't be much more than current models, and we expect the car to hit the showrooms with an entry price tag of around 50 grand. After the break, Mike will find out whether Jag's new diesel has got what it takes to beat the best of the German executive expresses. Plus, I'll be getting frisky with a Ferrari, muddy in a Murano, and I'll be stretching out in a Benz limo at the daddy of all track days.
Pulling Power is sponsored by CompuTeach. Pulling Power is sponsored by CompuTeach.
Well, Jag's new aluminium lightweight coupe may be a little over the horizon, but the new X-Type diesel is about to hit the streets, and Mike has finally got behind the wheel.
Here we are, the new 2.2 litre diesel-powered Jaguar X-Type. This is 152 brake horsepower, around 130 odd miles per hour, 45-ish miles per gallon in real-world conditions. That's very impressive, I think, the latter figure, 45 for a car like this. This is a proper executive car. It's also a performance car. The sort of car that if you want to put your foot down and throw it around country lanes like we're on at the moment, you certainly can. Well, the trouble with this car, to be quite honest, is that you can make as many improvements you like under the skin, particularly under the bonnet, and that's all well and good and very welcome, but it's not enough because it still looks identical. This is still the same shape X-Type that you've seen for years. It didn't look brilliant to begin with. It wasn't bad, but you didn't look at the original X-Type and say, wow, what a great looking Jag that is. You looked at it and thought, well, that's all right for a cheap Jag, and it still looks like a cheap Jag. The one we're driving here, you might think actually looks very good indeed. In fact, that's because it's got a £2,000 or thereabouts optional extra body kit on it. Can you imagine buying an Audi and then having to buy a £2,000 kit that you have to bolt onto it to make it look better? I think not. The problem it has is that it's nowhere near the best diesel car for the money, not even close. What you can say about this, though, is that it's a preferable car to have to its sister model, the Ford Mondeo. You can spend up to 25 grand, believe it or not, on a Mondeo, and this, the 2.2 litre diesel-powered X-Type, starts at less than 23 grand, and this will sell better on the second-hand market, and it's got a Jaguar badge. Well, there it is, the new, in inverted commas, X-Type diesel with a 2.2 litre diesel engine. Now, purely by coincidence, I drove here today in the genuinely new Volkswagen Passat, also with a diesel engine. And one of the perks of this job is it's decision time. I can take one of these cars home with me. Do I go for this or this? Do you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to go for the Passat.
Now, some of you reckon I got the best job in the world. And do you know what? You're right. I get to test cars for a living, but getting cars from manufacturers can sometimes be a thankless task. So fortunately, they organise days like this. It's called the SMNT Day. It's in the Midlands at a place called Millbrook. Now, this is like Disney World for car testers. All the cars are here on display with their keys in the ignition, which means I can just jump in and go and have some fun and give you the lowdown on what's hot and what's not.
Italy's Prancing Horse Car Company has a long tradition of 2+2 Tourers. Their latest offering, the £170,000 Scaglietti, is named after one of Italy's most famous coach builders. Enzo Ferrari always said a proper supercar should have a V12 engine under the bonnet and rear-wheel drive. Well, this must be Enzo's dream drive, because this one's got the lot. It feels fantastic behind the wheel, superb handling, and that huge lump up front makes this car fly. Awesome.
This is a car squarely aimed at the luxury off-roady market, very much like the Lexus RX 300. It's in competition with cars like the BMW X5. This is the Nissan
Murano.
and it's a big, chunky off-roader that can chew up the ground in front of us. That's because a couple of things. It's got a lovely, silky smooth V6 3.5 litre engine, the same engine that they use in their fantastic 350Z. Also, it's got a very, very clever gearbox. It's CVT, constant variable transmission. Basically, it's one gear, but they've segmented it into 6 gears. So you get this lovely, smooth drive, and it's positive, and it's crisp all the way. Now, I've put it across some of the roughy-tufty stuff down here at the off-road course, and I've got to tell you, I'm impressed. This can handle anything that I've thrown at it so far, and I've been through some deep water, I've been up some steep hills, and I've been down some steep hills. And the likelihood is none of you are ever going to do this. So, it's a car that's going to bump up the curb outside the school gate when Mummy does her school run. And for that, I think it's super.
If the Nissan can handle anything life can throw at it, does that make this the car to die for? Binz is the specialist company that stretched this Merc for the last ride home. They also do limos.
And sitting next to me is the guy who owns the company. His name's Pete. All right, Pete. Now, what are we in? Tell us all about it.
This is a limousine based on a Mercedes E-Class. It seats 8 people, including a driver.
Now, Pete, I get the feeling me and you are from the same neck of the woods.
Well,
now,
we could be.
I reckon we could be. And in our language, where we're from, this would be commonly known as what they call a cut and shut. But they are predominantly unsafe cars. But I reckon this one's a little bit safer, don't you?
It is. It's fully engineered, and it's been crash tested, and it achieved 5 stars in the NCAP crash testing.
5-star NCAP testing. That's fantastic. So it's as safe as you can possibly get.
Yeah, it's as safe as any Mercedes-Benz you'd buy out of a dealer showroom.
We've got James at the front. He's chauffeuring us around. Everyone needs a James. Can you tell me what's under the bonnet?
E270 CDI.
A 270 CDI Mercedes-Benz engine, very smooth. What's it go like?
It goes like stink.
It goes very well. He actually said it goes like stink, and I'm sure it does. And what about the handling? I mean, is it a car that handles well?
Handles superbly.
Now, here's a trick of the trade. On this fantastic bank circuit at Millbrook, at exactly 75 miles an hour, any motor worth its salt should steer itself round the bends. Let's give it a go.
Go exactly 75 miles an hour.
Thank God for cruise control, eh?
Yeah, go 75 miles an hour. Exactly.
Camera. Right.
Now take your hands off the wheel. Right, don't panic, and it'll just stay there, look.
It's got a cup of tea.
Yeah, how good's that? It'll just stay there forever.
It's class, isn't it?
Fantastic, isn't it? Right, what about price? What about if you was to go to the shop and want to enjoy one of these? How much is it going to cost you?
Well, including the vodka and tonic, about just under 80,000 for this one.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sorry, do you know, I thought you was going to say a lot more money than that. You really caught me by surprise. That's not bad. It's a great car, great place to be. Well, Michael, it's been fun. We've had a right laugh, haven't we?
We've had a laugh, Mike. We've done some miles. We've drunk lots of coffee. We've visited a few countries. I think we downed 1 or 2 beers in the evening as well. But never mind all that. It's almost the end, but I think we've got 1 or 2 loose ends to tie up. What about you, Mr. Race Driver, on the track, learning to be the next Michael Schumacher? Where do we go from here?
Do you know, I've almost forgotten all about that, and I have got this big race coming up in the Mazda RX-8. And you're right, I had all that race training, but to be honest with you, Mike, I don't think that was enough.
I'm desperately in need of some professional advice, some top tips, and who better to ask than ace racing driver Jenson Button.
Right, Jenson, I want to become a race driver. Now, as you can see, I'm in the prime of my life. I'm a fit, athletically built chap,
Yes. Nice
as
form.
one can see. But what do I need to become a racing driver?
There's lots of different things you need. First of all, you need experience. That's a big part of it.
Right.
You need dedication. You've definitely got to have a passion for it, especially Formula One. There's one little thing that you might struggle with. I'm sure you can sort it out, though. You might be a little bit heavy.
I'm a slim, athletically built racing driver.
You want me to tell the truth, don't you?
Yeah.
I weigh 68 kilos, and if you're over 70, it's just too heavy, so...
I'm 69.
Are you?
I'm there.
Oh, man. Very impressed. Get down the gym, and that'll help you with your focus as well.
Right, so I need talent, commitment, and I need to lose a bit of weight.
You've got all them, haven't you?
I've got none of them, Jenson.
You haven't got any of them at all, have you?
However, that's irrelevant because today it's race day.
So, yep, I've been entered into the prestigious Britcar Endurance Series in production S1. Driving this, a full race-spec Mazda RX-8 backed up by a full works team. And just to show you this is for real, on practice day, I had a little off that certainly got me thinking maybe I should have lost that weight just to squeeze myself into the motor.
The first thing I've noticed when I put my crash helmet on is I can hear my heartbeat in my crash helmet, and it's very loud, very fast.
No time for nerves now, because after a rolling start, we're off. For the first half hour, I was finding my feet and the racing line, and soon caught up with a wicked little Mini with a grunty M3 engine. Once he was dismissed, I set off after a few more and gained a couple of places. However, my hour was soon up, and I handed the car over to my co-driver, John Swift. I bet I look great. All I could do now was sweat it out some more while John took on the rest of the field. And guess what? Our first time out, and we bag a third.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mike. And thanks for looking after me out there and not taking me off. Well, I've driven some amazing cars during a series of pulling power, but what a perfect way to end it. With some silverware to put me mantelpiece. See you soon. Ta-ra.
For the latest motoring news, reviews and road tests, visit itv.com/motoring. Next this morning, Paul Newman is the man who has dreams of winning the Indianapolis 500. Our late film is next.
Pulling Power is sponsored by CompuTeach, the driving force behind IT skills training.